Nobody believed I could do it. Not my classmates, not my teachers, not even my own family sometimes. They'd look at me, raise their eyebrows, and say things like, "Are you sure you want to try that? Or maybe you should pick something easier." But there was always this little voice inside me whispering, "You can just try. You'll see." Let me tell you about the first time I wanted to run in the school's fun run. I was in 4th grade, and I wasn't exactly known for being the fastest kid in class. Actually, I was always the one huffing and puffing at the back of the line during gym. When I told my best friend, she laughed and said, "You run the whole race? You'll probably get tired after the first lap." That stung, but it didn't stop me. At home, I asked my older brother if he thought I could do it. He shrugged. "I mean, you could try, but don't be upset if you don't finish." Even my mom looked worried. "Are you sure? You know it's okay if you just want to cheer from the sidelines." But I wanted to try. I wanted to prove, not just to everyone else, but to myself that I could do it. So I started practicing. Every day after school, I'd put on my sneakers and run around the block. The first day, I barely made it halfway before I had to stop and catch my breath. My legs felt like noodles, but I kept going. The next day, I got a little farther, and the next. Some days, I didn't want to run at all. It was hard, and sometimes I wanted to quit. But that little voice inside me kept cheering me on. "Just one more block, you can do it." The day of the fun run finally arrived. My stomach was full of butterflies. The starting line was crowded with kids in bright t-shirts, bouncing up and down, ready to go. I saw my best friend in the crowd, waving at me with a big grin. "Good luck," she shouted. "You're going to need it." I just smiled. I knew something she didn't. I was ready. The whistle blew, and we all took off. At first, everyone sprinted ahead, and I was near the back, just like always. But I remembered what I practiced. Pace yourself, breathe, don't give up. One by one, some of the speedy kids started to slow down. My legs hurt, but I kept moving. I could hear my mom cheering from the sidelines. "You've got this!" I kept running, one step at a time. When I crossed the finish line, I wasn't first, but I wasn't last either. I finished the whole race, and that was enough for me. My best friend ran over and hugged me. "I can't believe you did it," she said, her eyes wide with surprise. My brother gave me a high five. My mom had tears in her eyes. And me? I felt like a champion. Nobody believed I could. Until I did. But that wasn't the only time. There was the time in science class when we were assigned a big project. Build a model volcano that actually erupts. I'd never built anything like that before. My group didn't want me as the leader. "No offense," one of them said, "Yun, but you're not really the science type." That made me feel invisible, like I didn't belong. But I wanted to try. I spent hours reading about volcanoes, watching videos, and sketching out ideas. When it was time to build, I shared my plan with the group. At first, they weren't sure, but I convinced them to give it a shot. We worked together, mixing baking soda and vinegar, molding clay, painting the sides. On the day of the presentation, our volcano bubbled and fizzed with bright red lava. Our teacher clapped and said it was one of the best she'd ever seen. My group cheered, and suddenly, I wasn't invisible anymore. I was the kid who made the volcano erupt. Nobody believed I could, until I did. Sometimes, it's not about races or projects. Sometimes, it's about believing in yourself when you're scared. Like the time I tried out for the school play. I'd never acted before, and the idea of standing on stage in front of everyone made my knees shake. But I wanted to try. My friend said, You're too shy." My dad said, "It's okay if you don't get a part." But I practiced my lines in front of the mirror every night. At auditions, my voice trembled, but I didn't stop. When the cast list went up, my name was there. I got a part. On opening night, I stood under the bright lights, my heart pounding, and remembered all the times people doubted me. I took a deep breath, smiled, and spoke my lines loud and clear. The audience clapped, and I knew I did it. Here's what I've learned. People will tell you that you can't. They might laugh or roll their eyes or say you're dreaming too big. But only you know what you're capable of. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to fail. What matters is that you try. Every time you take a step, even a tiny one, you're proving to yourself that you're stronger than anyone thought, including yourself. You don't have to be the fastest, the smartest, or the bravest. You just have to be willing to try and to keep going when things get tough. Maybe you want to learn to skateboard or draw comics or play an instrument or make new friends. Maybe people say you can't, but what if you could? What if you kept going even when it was hard? What if you surprised everyone, including yourself? So the next time someone says, you can't do that, smile and remember, nobody believed I could, until I did. And if I can, so can you. So what's your dream? Drop it in the comments. Draw it, sing it, build it. Just don't hide it. Oops, that's okay. Even messes are part of the dream.